Hey guys, what's going on here? Anthony from Anthony Unscripted. I had a crazy week. Welcome to episode 3 of this brand new channel called Anthony Unscripted. I'm your host, Anthony. I had a crazy week. I was actually threatened online by another influencer. I'm not making this up. I'm not joking around. This really happened. Happened last week. It kind of carried over this week. I had to get the authorities involved. File a police report. I mean, it was wild. I'm going to get into it right now and talk about what do you do when you have online threats from other people on YouTube. How does YouTube handle this? What are the consequences for this too? Because when it crosses over where it's not funny anymore and people are going to threaten your life over YouTube. We're going to get into it because it's wild. And stay tuned. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This is crazy. Episode 3, Anthony Unscripted. Let's go. Hey guys, if you've not done yet, click and subscribe to the channel. Glad you're here. Anthony Unscripted in the house. So let me just tell the story. I was threatened online and how the whole thing happened, and it's just wild. I had to go to the authorities on this. So I have several YouTube channels. This is the new one I'm starting. I hope it's going to blow up. I think it's going to blow up here in the long term. So if you're tuned in and you're subscribed, you're in the ground floor early of a brand new channel called Anthony Unscripted. I'm glad you're here. We're trying to figure out an identity on this channel, but I got some good content out right now, so check it out. I have other channels that are doing pretty well. I've had them for a while. They're hobby channels, nothing crazy. One's a little bit bigger than the other one. It's in a certain genre, and I'll leave it at that. It's nothing bad, but I'm not going to try to highlight that channel on this channel. But on this channel, there are a number of different content creators in the same space. Say that. And on this one, this individual in my space, one of my, other people in the space, decided that he was going to put out a video about me. He did 2 videos about me because he didn't like the video I did. Now, to put everything in context, last week on my other channel, my channel is on hiatus right now. I do it in seasons. So I'll do like season 1, 2, and 3, then I'll take a break. So I'm going to premiere my new season on my other channel in January of 2025. So I decided to do a video real quick about 5 things to grow your YouTube channel. I did it, and one of the last points I made on it, I referenced some things I've seen out there and, how to avoid some pitfalls. But when I talked about it, I didn't use this person's name. I didn't describe what they look like. I didn't reference their channel. I said, hey, we've seen creators out there and even in our space, and they go on camera, they implode because of whatever, X, Y, and Z. Didn't reference this person at all. He assumed, wasn't honestly talking about him. If you must know, there's a lot of people who go on camera and implode. So I guess he found out and got mad. And so I came across a video of him saying, hey, there's a gentleman out there who wants me to make a video about him really bad. He wants me to make a video about him, but I won't do it, which I don't care if he does or not. Just don't threaten me. And he proceeded to go, I could punch down on you, or I won't punch down on you, because frankly it'd be too easy. You're not worth my time or whatever. Just talking is really negative talk. And the point I was making in my last video was like, hey, let's be positive. Let's be a light in the hill. My exact words. Like, we want to be uplifting. We want to be positive. We don't have time for any of this nonsense. And this guy's like, I could punch down on you. I'm not. And I'm thinking, man, he's talking about swinging at me? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know this guy lives in the area that I live in. I've never met him, so I don't know if this is an actual threat against me. It made me feel very uncomfortable. So I kind of thought about it, like, oh, that's weird. And then he went ahead and proceeded to make a video after he said he wasn't going to do a video. I guess this guy his ego was really hurt, and he was really stewing over this and really mad. And he made a video, and in the video, I didn't want to assume, because you don't want to assume, but he actually used the audio from my last video and put it in his video without showing my face, and had some words going across the screen. But so I knew he was referencing me. Then in the video he said, don't, in words, you don't start any stuff, and if you want to go, we'll go, but I will. Not a big deal on that. I just was worried about the punch in the other video, and I was like, what does that mean? Even I was like, that just sounds strong language. There's a comment section in this video, the second one he made, and in the bottom of it, there's a gentleman that commented and said, hey, listen, I thought you weren't going to make a video about it, but you did. And then the guy goes, yeah, I rewatched the video, and he said worse things I didn't include. Well, I didn't say any worse things. All I said is people implode. We've seen YouTubers do this. Didn't mention him. Didn't say he was a jerk or he was mean or I'm going to punch down. I didn't say anything negative about him at all. I didn't mention him. The guy goes, that was the light version. I didn't even swing yet on him. When you use those words like you didn't swing on me yet, I don't know exactly what you are referring to, young man. Are you talking about hitting me? Are you talking about finding and you're going to harm me and hit me? Like, I don't know what that means, and that concerns me. Those words concern me, and you cannot use the words punch and swing on someone in online content and think that's okay. So it's all about how it lands on the user. It's all about how it lands on someone. If you were in the workplace, you wouldn't say in an email or any other communication, I'm going to punch on you, punch down on you, but you're not worth my time. You wouldn't say, I didn't even swing on you. That was the light version. You got for the light version. I didn't swing yet because I could have came swinging. You can't use words like that. You may mean one thing in verbal writing, but it might be something totally different that's perceived and it lands on the person different. And they could take it as a threat. They could take it as an honest threat that their life is in jeopardy. And you wouldn't do it in the workplace, so why do it here? So when I heard, I was like, oh my word, is this guy going to come after me? Like what in the world? Like, is he going to try to do something? Like, it's crazy. Like, why in the world would you even talk this way in over a video? And then I didn't assume it. He used my audio from my last video because his ego was involved. He got his feelings hurt, apparently. It's funny, in the video, he started putting up statistics about how many views he has. So, I didn't know what, there was a lot going on with this guy, and it was just pretty wild. So, I heard all this stuff, was very concerned, and between the punching language and the swinging language, I decided to call my local police department and file an official police report for harassment. Told him who the gentleman was. I didn't have his name because he's under a YouTube name, but gave him his channel. They found him pretty quickly, actually. He lives not that far away, and so they are going to escalate that. Their department's handling it with police department I live in my town and with the other department in the town he lives in that's adjacent, not too far from me. So they are addressing the issue. They are going to look into the issue. It will be addressed, and it's just so important to make sure you protect yourself. And so I didn't do anything to provoke this guy. I think that there's some jealousy, there's an enviness there in our group of influence as online creators in our genre, and I think that this guy never really cared for me, and so when I did a video, it struck a chord with him, and he assumed I was talking about him, and got mad and lashed out. And so one thing you need to remember on online content is that anything you say can be used against you at all. So, like for me, I'm careful what I say online anyways because of my job. I'm careful what I say because I don't want to get in trouble. So when you say things to other people, I'm going to harm you. I'm going to swing on you. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to take you out. Any strong language, be very careful on that because what you might mean just in the online space, but it might not be taken that well because really, no, they have no idea what you truly mean. And no one wants to be harmed. And so I felt uncomfortable enough to go and file a harassment report against this individual to take action against them. Now, it does take a while for it to happen. It's still in the process. There's a few 30 or so days until there's actually action taken. But this individual will be held accountable. They know exactly where he's at. And they're going to take action through the legal system. So, saying that kind of stuff. And so You cannot use it. And so when I talked to the guy, I didn't use his name. I was talking about in generalities. Like, hey, be careful on YouTube. We want to be a positive space for people. And here's some pitfalls to avoid. We see other people fall in these pitfalls, and giving examples of other YouTubers who have kind of lost control and were overcritical and where that landed them in their life. Let's avoid that. Wasn't talking about him. Didn't mention his channel, the way he looked. I didn't mention anything about him. I wasn't talking about him. Giving just examples about generalities. So he takes it upon himself to come after me and then uses harmful language that I felt that my safety was in danger. So it was completely wild. I'm glad I got the authorities involved. Again, this is on my other channel. Just craziness, man. We don't need this at all, and it's just silly. So that's what happened, and I'm going to trust the authorities are going to handle everything. I just don't want to be harmed by anyone or anyone that really think that they can just say anything you want to say. Like, listen, agree, disagree. Hey, I don't like Anthony's channel. I don't like, it's not my vibe. But when you start using strong language that could be misinterpreted, or it could be your really intent. So it's not my job to decipher. Was he talking about just YouTube? Was he talking about me personally? Was he talking about he's going to harm me physically? That's my job. When you say punch and swing or anything like this, like the other, I'm going to assume that you're coming after me, and I have to protect myself and my family. So that's what happened. It's crazy. I'm so glad that this person over here will be held accountable for their actions and what they said. And just be careful what you see on YouTube, man. It's crazy out there, it's crazy because you got to be careful. Even as a creator, just be careful. You don't, your job can be involved. You just never know what people are seeing and what their perception is. So you just want to be careful on that. So that was my week. I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here with you right now. If you've not done yet, click and like and subscribe to Anthony Unscripted. We got more content coming as we find our identity on this channel. It's going to be great content. Until then, peace and have a great week.